It is 11 a.m. on the dot. Welcome everyone to the Power Half Hour. Today, again, we have a special guest, absolute stud, phenom, Aaron Zucker from, Zucker? Zucker,
Yeah.
okay, Aaron Zucker from New York. Oh my
How
God,
are you guys?
the man is 22 years old, been in real estate for 3 years, and he has a 250 people revenue share group already. I really want to know what you're going to do with all that money when you're done, Aaron. But welcome. Thank you again for being on the call.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So just right off the bat, we want to ask, how did you get started in real estate?
Yeah, so it's actually a funny story. And I actually just graduated college this past semester. No graduation, nothing in person, but hopefully that comes. And I was actually brought to a networking event, and my friend dragged me along, and I didn't want to go because everyone was going for jobs, and I really wanted to be my own boss. Why would I go to that? Anyway, there was a panelist of judges, actually not judges, there were people that had different professions. One was a doctor, one was a broker, one was an attorney. And there's 500 kids in this room. And at the end of the conference, they asked anyone if they had any questions. And I said, I have a question, and no one else raised their hands. And I always believe that there's no stupid questions in life. The only stupid questions are the ones that are never asked, right? So I pointed out to the broker, I said, I want to be a broker. How long does it take to become a broker? And I realized very quickly that I asked the wrong question to the wrong professional. This person was a stockbroker.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really embarrassed. Everyone left the room, and someone approached me. And at the time I was with Exit Realty, different company. And this lady named Laura approached me, and she said, Aaron, my brother Juan is looking to start a real estate team. Maybe you want to reach out to him?
Wow.
So we met and we formed the team 2.5 years ago. And now that's our team today, the Gold Bar Real Estate Team. So I always think that there's no stupid questions in life. The only ones are the ones that are never asked. And that's why I continue to ask those questions.
Keep asking questions, guys.
Yep.
Did you hear that? Like, no question is a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one that you didn't ask. That's so counterintuitive. And thank you for sharing that. So now fast forward 2.5 years, you join the team from Exit Realty's transition to EXP Realty. And today, how big is your team?
So you're saying that my immediate team?
Oh, sales team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my immediate team, we're about 10 with like there's 2 salary paid people. One is for social media and getting and marketing, and one is an admin.
Wow. Okay. And we talked about KV Core, and a lot of us on this call are from EXP, and we all have KV Core. You use it solely for the CRM and the email drip campaign. But
Yeah.
Tell us how you get your leads if you're not paying for them.
Yeah. So another thing that we actually talked about in the beginning before everyone came on is that in order to get leads, I mean, I don't pay for leads. One of the things I do is I say, I actually know if you know 5 lenders, you reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I know you have a bunch of leads sitting in your inbox. Let me call them for you. Let me redirect them back to you, right? Because at the end of the day, what use is a lender if they're not giving you leads and it's not a two-way relationship? So that's how I kind of built that. And right now I have about 10 lenders I work with, and they send me leads, whether they're seller leads, buyer leads. I call them, set appointments in their office. That's the way to do it.
Guys, so call your lenders, right? Because they want our list. Why not we get their list and reverse prospect them, get their list.
They pay a lot for advertisements, or at least have them pay for, let's say you have another CRM you're using. If you gave them a deal, say, hey, how can I contribute back? Let them pay for half of something you're paying for all the time. Lenders don't mind chipping in for something you're doing.
Yeah. Ryan Gillard, if you're listening, call your lenders, get those lists from them. This man, Ryan Gillard, he calls like 100 people a day, and it's just an absolute machine. But he needs the right people to call. So now you got an idea, Ryan. Okay.
All those lenders, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have
all the
to.
lenders, yeah.
I wrote that down.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, we found out about your team, how you got started in real estate. Tell me about growing up. Like, do you have any siblings? Like, what was family situation like? Were you born in New York?
Yeah, so same house whole life, born in New York. One brother who's 3 years younger than me. And I'm the only one in my family that's going the opposite route, you know, kind of
Mm.
being my own boss, kind of having to figure it out on my own. And I kind of love the freedom of it, you know?
Wow. So how did you develop this mindset of being an entrepreneur? And you know, a lot of us, no matter what age you're at, like a lot of young guys are asking me like, oh, I don't think I can, you know, start with the XP, or I don't think I can make it in real estate. You know, I'm too young. Or some people are like, I'm too old. Well, it's too late. You know, this and that, all the excuses. How did you overcome your excuses or any stories in your head to become so successful at 22?
Right. So a big thing is finding out your why, right? What is your why? Why do you want to do what you do? Is it because you want the Lamborghini? I don't think that's a real why, right? Because once you get that Lamborghini, it's like, okay, what's next? Okay. So kind of dive deep and find out what is your why. My why is because I want to create a charity organization. I want to give back to people. I want to pay off my parents' mortgage. And I know that every day that I'm not doing that, they're falling deeper and deeper in this hole that I can't get them out of, right?
Mm.
So after this meeting, kind of reflect and find out what your why is, and then redirect your mindset. And another thing that I did was I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I'm sure a lot of people have read. And you know, it's just about reading books and educating yourself and understanding that the payout in the end is longer than it would be working for someone else for 50 to 60 years, making 50 to 100K a year after taxes. What is that, right?
Dude, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad before you
Yeah,
were born.
I'm sure.
That's awesome, man. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know, really guys, find out your why. It's not about the money. It's about what you can do with the money. So Aaron wants to pay off his parents' mortgage, right? Get them out of that situation. So what's your why, guys? You know, get inspired and really dig deep on that, because it's not about the money. Not about the money. Tim Green, thank you. Find your why. Amazing. Simon Sinek. Yeah. So I want to touch a little bit about your agent attraction efforts, right? I don't know anybody in the company at EXP, 22 years old, who has a 250 people revenue share group. So tell us about your process and how do you keep with it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Some days I can't keep with it. I try to be consistent as consistent as I can be, but things come up, right? Showings, open houses. And whenever I have free time, I'm sticking at least an hour and getting those 5 contacts and putting them in my CRM, right? And I use a different CRM for this. It's called CRM Grow, which after this, I don't mind sending you the link and you can send it to everyone. And it's very cool because after you speak to them and they say, hey, I'm interested, I don't go ahead and explain to them.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
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 Oh no.
These cliffhangers.
Dude, he was about to drop some gold over there. So
I send them this video.
oh, you now you're back. Yeah, we lost you for like 10 seconds.
Okay, well, what did you hear last?
CRM Grow.
CRM
Yes.
Grow, yeah.
So I use something called CRM Grow. And the good thing about it is it automatically texts them a video and it tracks what part of the video they watched. And then I'll follow up with them 3 days later to see what they thought of the video. And then after they watch it, I'll set up a meeting with them, a one-on-one, and kind of break everything down. And at this point, it's just like a buyer or a seller. It's a follow-up.
Wow. Okay. So that's basically what you do. 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. And that's it. 1,200 people a year. If it's 1%, you'll have 12.
Yeah.
And how many people do you have that personally referred into the company so far?
I would say, I have to double check, maybe it's like 30, 33.
33 agents referred into the company in 2.5 years. The man is 22 years old. So how do you get out of your head when you approach a top agent or somebody who's doing a lot more than you? Well, I don't have any experience. How can I attract this agent if I don't have any experience?
You're saying how can you attract if you don't have any experience? I think that's a mindset that's negative. I mean, a lot of people I even speak to don't even know that the company exists. And I can just do a kind of a baseline here. If you guys want to write this down, there are 3 questions you ask, and I have this still written down on my phone because
Oh, wow.
I want to make sure I actually read it to them so I say it the right way. 1, how long have you been in the business? They're going to say 20 years. Okay. Oh, great. 20 years. That's awesome. What made you decide to get into real estate in the first place? Oh, they're going to say, family legacy, or I want to retire, or passive income. Okay, great. How happy are you with your brokerage from 1 to 10? Okay. They're going to never say a 10. And if they do say a 10, that's great. Don't mention anything.
Right.
If they do say a 7, okay, what do you need that's going to get you to get that to a 10? Okay. And then you send them the video.
Dude, I see the Gene Frederick in you, man. This is crazy. You're gonna be big Papa before you know it.
Thank you.
So, Aaron's goal is to retire from real estate at age 30. I'm challenging you today to retire at 25. That's my goal for you.
If you beat me, that's great.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about your goal and what keeps you so motivated to keep going. Besides, you talked about your paying off your parents' mortgage.
I mean, honestly, I like what I do every day, right? It's just so exciting. I like being able to wake up in the morning and decide, should I make calls today or I shouldn't? And for me, it's not about, it's kind of about if I don't do what I'm supposed to do that day, I will be so upset. I mean, how many people here decide that they don't want to work today and the next day they feel like crap, you know? And that just kind of motivates me, because me doing what I do every day, helping people, even if I don't produce any results out of it, I know that I did the best I could every single day, as opposed to sitting behind a desk, at a job where, I mean, I'm working for someone else's goals. At least I know I'm working towards something that'll create something for me, a spark, A
spark, yeah. So that's what gets you up in the morning. So how about your daily schedule?
Yeah, so this is great.
Yeah.
So my daily schedule, basically I wake up around 6. Trying to wake up earlier, but it's kind of tough. I usually go to the park. I run. Usually I get back in an hour, and then by that time, I'm getting refreshed, and then I'm reading my book. The book I'm reading right now is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I'm almost done with the book, and I usually at least read a chapter a day, or 30 minutes. By that time, it's about 8:30, and I have to start role play practice. So that's the thing that I do Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Okay. And 2 days a week buyers, 2 days a week are sellers. And I even get agents that are new in there, and I practice with them. And I don't skip a day. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm usually starting, we have a team meeting, and usually we had them once a week, but now since the pandemic, we have them once a day from 9 o'clock to about 9:30, sometimes even 10 o'clock.
A daily meeting?
Yeah.
Wow. But because of COVID, or also to be once a week?
Yeah.
In person, I guess. So you do it through Zoom, right?
Through Zoom, yep.
Wow. Okay. So from 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, you wake up, you do your reading, do your morning routine, and then you do the role plays. What's your daily prospecting like for real estate, not agent attraction?
So the minimum is from 10 to 12 o'clock.
Okay.
And people always think, hey, why should I call that early? I mean, people answer no matter what time of day it is, honestly. And 1 day a week, I'm usually, actually 2 days a week, I'm calling for buyers. I'm also doing expireds 1 day. I'm calling for sell by owners 1 day. And then Fridays, I don't call. I actually am calling people that I made contact with throughout the week or throughout the past 6 months that I know are going to buy or sell with me. And I'll check in with them and say, hey, listen, just checking in with you to see how you're doing. That's it. That's what my Fridays are.
Wow. So a lot of them, I guess, are follow-up calls then instead of new prospecting.
On Fridays, yep.
On Fridays. Okay, totally follow-up. Okay. So what would your team do as a whole in 2020 in terms of production?
Yeah, so I think we're going to close off the year with 50 million.
Wow. Phenomenal.
Last year as a single agent myself, I did 11.
Wow.
But keep in mind, also New York, they're higher price listings, some of them. Some of them are lower, some of them are higher. But right now we have about 47 listings on the market.
It's crazy.
in different parts of the city, you know, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, in New York.
Man, that's some big production, and you're at the source of building that team. So you are the lead buyer's agent for the team?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So we did talk about you sharing how you close the buyers. Can you share a little bit about that from your
Close the buyers?
Yeah, you said
Okay.
yeah, as long as you get them on the call, and then you could do a Zoom call, and then
Yeah.
you show your slideshow, and then they sign.
Yeah, so with buyers, wherever the lead's coming from, the first thing I do is, and a lot of times where people mess up is they say, hey, my name is John, I'm a realtor. They hang up right away.
Right.
Because I don't want to, who are you? You know, this is the first thing I say. And a lot of my leads are coming in through, like, say they clicked on a listing through Zillow. I mean, everyone has clicked on a property through Zillow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, my name is Aaron. I'm a premier agent with Zillow. I'm a realtor. How are you doing?
Mm.
It keeps them on the phone, and then you go into it, right? Just calling you back because you were interested in purchasing a home. How can I help you? I get all the pre-qualifying questions out of the way. And then at the end, whatever objections they give, I sum it all up into one. And I say, listen, if I can do this for you, and that for you, all they need is for you to repeat what they're saying. That's it. Repeat what they're saying. If I can save you money on the home, get you into the home as soon as possible, save you X amount of money, would you be open to meeting with me for 10 to 15 minutes? Okay. And then you give them 2 times, Wednesday at 4, Tuesday at 5. And at this point, I'm sending them my Calendly link. They're booking a meeting with me, and we're getting on a Zoom call. And this is called the buyer consultation. And this is usually lasting about 30 minutes. We go through the whole process about me and my team. We go through the monopoly board of the home buying process. And then at the end are my documents. I explain to them in detail why they need to sign them. And then we get started.
This is brilliant, brilliant. So vetting them online and really listening to what they're saying, and then repeating it back to them. If I could help you do this, this, and that, you know, could we work together? And then it's a slideshow, through Calendly on a Zoom call. Guys, this is how you convert. It's very simple. I don't think it's easy. You've done it brilliantly. And so congratulations on that. So let's touch on this. I think everybody wants to know how you got to 250 agents, and Mr. Ricky Carruth. Tell us about this story.
Yeah, so this is a story that's pretty interesting. So Ricky Carruth was actually on my team's podcast 2 years ago. And at the time he had like 8,000 followers. He was starting to sell about 100 homes a year. And we asked him, hey, ever consider eXp Realty? He said, no. I said, okay, cool. No problem. He said, my goal is to, you know, help as many agents as possible. And his goal was to make $1 million in coaching. So he comes to us a year later and he says, guys, guess what? I made $1 million in coaching. I said, how'd you do that? He said, very simple. I gave so much value to the agents that they booked me at events and they bought my books. I made $1 million in coaching.
Oh my goodness.
So I said, Ricky, that's great. What's your next step? Don't you want to kind of expand and grow this and learn how you can kind of grow this? And he said, nah, I'm not really interested. And then he made the video saying why he wouldn't join.
Yeah.
And
so for background guys, Ricky Carruth was a former Remax agent, and you can find him on YouTube. He did a video on I checked out eXp and why I did not join eXp. So check it out. And now he's at eXp.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. And 6 months later, one of my colleagues decided to invite him to New York to speak. And I said, this is the perfect time. I said, Joe, listen, let me meet him one day before, and let me just sit with him at lunch. I didn't say anything about eXp, but I told him my story, and he kind of like saw him and me when he was younger. And, you know, he spoke at the event. It was a sold out event, 250 people, 250 agents, said nothing about eXp. We then brought him to the New York Stock Exchange, where we had him meet the founder, CEO of the company. And at this point, his mind was blown. Like, why would they go ahead and spend time to meet Ricky? Because Ricky's important. And they actually spent time to meet with him.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, he DM'd me. And he DM'd me like 2 weeks later. He's like, Aaron, I'm thinking of joining eXp.
Oh.
So I had to think here, right? Should I say, hey, have you thought about who you're going to join under? Or should I say nothing, because I can ruin the relationship, right?
Right.
So I decided to go for it. I said, listen, Ricky, have you decided who you're going to join under?
Right.
And he said, well, listen, I'm thinking about a team in Texas, a team in Florida. I said, Ricky, you have like 10 minutes. He's like, I have 5. Give me a call at this time. We got on a call with me and some higher ups, and basically many calls later, and he ended up choosing us.
Nice.
And the reason why is, I think, one, he saw something in me, but the second thing is we created systems for him in order to onboard these people. So we hired, virtual assistants. We have 3 of them. And, there are emails getting to my phone every single day of new people joining, and it's all on autopilot.
Wow.
These are people bringing on people. And the VAs are handling it, and we pay them. Now we're on weekly coaching calls with Ricky and the team every Monday and Wednesday. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff. Now, that was how long in total? Like the first contact regarding EXP until he actually joined?
I would say it was a total of 2 years.
2 years, guys. 2 years. 2 years. Not 2 months. 2 years. And
Yeah.
was it worth it? Was it worth the follow-up?
Oh, definitely. And not only that, is I created a long-lasting relationship with someone who's just gonna keep killing it, and he's a really good person, and I'm glad I met him.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And man, so does he act as a mentor for you, or who's mentoring you right now?
I mean, I have many mentors. Ricky's definitely one of them. My
Right.
colleague Juan, my other colleague Abel. I have a colleague named Joe who I go to with any questions, because at the end of the day, I have a lot to learn. I'm always learning, because no one knows everything. And it's about kind of staying humble, because there's always someone that's smarter than you.
Yeah. Well, at 22 years old, you're smarter than a lot of people, believe me. See, I wanted to circle back on this. Like a lot of people, even including me, I wouldn't be able to just walk up to a top agent like Ricky and just be like, hey, have you ever heard of EXP? Like, how did you get over that?
Honestly, it's about thinking, all right, if he came in here and I didn't do it, how would you feel? What if you didn't do it and he walked away and he joined? For example, I lost something big, and I'll tell you what that is. Actually, Ricky's calling me right now.
What's up, Ricky?
I don't know. I can't answer him right now.
Thank you.
No, literally, like, yeah, say the question again.
So yeah, I mean, how did you overcome that in your mind, saying, like a lot of people would have stories about, well, I'm not worthy to go and approach him about EXP or anything, or even worthy to ask a question?
Oh, I mean, honestly, it's in the mindset of, if you didn't do it, then you would feel bad for that, right?
Right.
As opposed to, if you did do it, then at least I tried, and another one's coming next time, right? And I lost opportunities in the past. For example, my past brokerage with, I think, 150 agents came over to EXP a year later after I left.
Oh.
But I didn't know then, and I still beat myself up over that every single day.
Was it Vincent Koo?
Yes.
It was?
Yes, it was.
Oh, small world. Okay.
There you go.
Wow, that is well, why you win some and you lose some, right? I think that's one lesson as well. Man, phenomenal story. Gosh, we can open up for questions right now. Guys, we went through a lot. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Who's got a question?
I put in the chat box.
Oh, okay. What do you consider as a contact? How are you meeting them and build relationship with them with consistency?
What do you mean by that?
Is it an agent, Jack, or
Agent.
agent? Okay.
5 contacts a day, right? I mean, like, do you just send message to them? Do you have conversation with them? How do you count this contact?
Yeah, I mean, the contact doesn't count as just speaking to them and saying, have a good day. It has to be, hey, can I send you this video? And they say yes.
Okay. And how do you get new relationship? How do you build that new relationship?
Or how do I find the people to call, you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, just go to Zillow.com and sort by the top agents.
Okay.
Oh, you're calling top agents, guys. He's calling top agents. He's not just calling anybody. He's very targeted, going after top agents. Okay.
Can you do a quick role play with like John? Like if you're approaching him, you're calling him, what would you say to him?
Yeah, so very simple. There's 3 questions as before. So 1, how long have you been in the business? What made you decide to get into real estate? And how happy are you with your brokerage from 1 to 10? They're going to say a number. If I can make that a 10, would you be open to watching this video? Send them the video. That's it.
How do you do an intro when you first
What's that?
started? How do you do an intro when you first started?
Hi, my name is Aaron. I'm a realtor as well. How are you?
Pretty simple, right, guys?
I don't mean to take up too much of your time, but I noticed you're doing really well for yourself. Want to know if you ever considered a brokerage change, if it was something that would benefit you.
Okay, and then ask the 3 questions. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, are you guys learning something right now? I'm learning a lot, man. Thank you. Thank you. So tell me, Aaron, what do you see yourself next year in terms of your rest share group? What does that look like? What's your goal?
600.
600. So from 250 to 600. I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see it. Another question. Do you have a coach besides mentors?
Always. I mean, no, I don't have a coach. No, just mentors.
Just mentors. Okay, so this is why EXP is good, right? Because you have a bunch of mentors. They're all willing to mentor you, even coach you, but just not a official like paid coach, a structure in place or anything like that.
Yep.
Right, but you have a lot of people that's supporting you. So awesome, man. Awesome. Any other questions? What task do you give your virtual assistant? Oh, great question, Brian.
So the virtual assistants for the recruiting side, all they're basically doing is they're setting up, they're basically going through the onboarding process of the new agent. So anything related to KV Course, Skyslope, EXP World, and just explaining to them what that is and then sending them the next steps.
Oh man, awesome. Thank you. Sorry, Mo, you had a question?
Yes, they get
This is
training.
Marco. Hey Aaron, it's actually, I'm a New Yorker as well. Used to live in New York, but right now I live in Vancouver.
Nice.
So I actually know a few of my friends that actually work in Deluxe Element.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a pretty big name for them in New York. So how have you ever approached them from there?
I'll be honest, Douglas Elliman people are hard. The reason why is because the brand is everything and they get marketing money. But at the end of the day, that's going to run out and, you'll be the one in touch with them and say, hey, listen, there's actually more to this and you can now change and be your own brand and not be involved in the brand of someone else. And really, I think that's the main thing. I think they're just so stuck in the brand of where they're at that they don't want to leave. But it doesn't mean they're not ready yet. I mean, it probably means they're not ready yet, but they will be ready, just not now. I mean, they're getting marketing money. They're getting all this stuff. It seems great for them and leave it at that, right? It's all about numbers here.
All about numbers. Yeah, just keep following up. It's all about numbers. Even like the guys who have the most marketing dollars, you know what, something may change down the road. Again, I think it was Gene Frederick or Rob Flake that says, guys, we're going through a deck of cards, right? And you're shuffling to find the aces. Now, when you find a queen, don't try to, turn them into an ace. It's okay. It's not time, right? Just keep shuffling. Just keep shuffling, right? Aaron's goal is to shuffle through 1,200 per year and 6,000 for 5 years. And by then he'll have 60 agents, right?
I mean, just try to get to 40. That's it.
Yeah, just try to get to 40. And so Rob Flick or Gene Frederick stopped at 66, you said?
He told me 66. So I had a meeting with him and I think he was the one who brought on the most people, 66.
And
it's crazy.
Total group of over 10,000.
He has 10,000, yeah. Makes $800K a month.
800,000 a month, not a year. Not a year, guys, a month. I could see you being that in a very short amount of time.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got some more questions here. What attracted you to join EXP 3 years ago?
Honestly, I actually joined because I didn't know anything about EXP, actually. I just joined not knowing what it was about, which is kind of strange, right? And I was young, but then I realized that the revenue share and the passive income part of it, what really attracted me, because I need an exit.
Ooh, lost them again.
He needs an exit strategy.
He needs an exit strategy on the on his Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh, we lost him. Well, it's 11:29. I hope he comes back. But guys, are you guys learning something today?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I'm learning something. I'm learning a lot of things from a guy who's 18 years. I could be his father.
You can.
Really? Man, if I had a son like that, I'd retire today.
I'm back.
Retire today. Oh, you're back. All
Sorry.
right. I was just saying, if I had I could be your father. I'm 18 years older than you. If I had a son like you, I'd retire today. You can pay off my mortgage. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Well, Aaron, thank you so much for today, man. You've given us so much gold. Guys, I will send out the recording. There was just so much stuff within the 30 minutes. And how can we bring you some referrals? And if anybody wanted to join your group at EXP, how do we find you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Aaron Zucker CEO. I can put it in the chat here.
Okay.
Can I type here?
Perfect. Yep.
Also, you can text me. I'll give you my number. And then also I'll write my email here.
Awesome. Awesome. So anybody for New York, buying, selling real estate, anybody in New York want to join Aaron? You know what? He's the man. Hey, man, thank you again. You've been a huge contribution. Thank you for sharing so openly with the crowd, with the Facebook crowd, and also our EXP group. Have a great day ahead. We'll connect soon, man. Thank you.
No problem. All right, have a good day, guys.
Cheers, guys.